Living in the end is not that. It does not feel like a toxic obsession. It does not feel like an addiction. It does not feel like if I don't have this manifestation, then my life is meaningless. Hi guys, my name is Akshay and I am a manifestation coach. All my contact info is in the description. Today we are going to talk about how living in the end actually feels like and what does it exactly entail. So if you're living in the end with respect to a specific manifestation, be it marriage or love or a new automobile or a home, how does that look like in the 3D? How does that look like on a day-to-day basis? Okay. So the thing is, I'm going to use a few examples, okay, of what people did to successfully manifest the things that they wanted. And the first example that I'm going to use is that Neville's own brother. Okay, so Neville's father founded a company, and he was fired from his own company, even though he was the founder. The other partners ganged up on him and removed him, and that company's name was on a towering structure, okay, a huge building, and Neville Goddard's brother wanted his family name on the building, not as a means of vengeance, not as revenge, but to prove that, he and his family, they had it in him to own a successful, thriving business. However, Neville Goddard's brother did not come from a very good financial background, so he had no means to buy one of the biggest, tallest buildings, okay, in that place. So he had absolutely no money to do it, but for a long time, okay, when he passed that building as his day-to-day routine, like when he passed it, every time he passed it, he imagined his name on the building. He imagined his name on the building and that they were the owners of that building and the business. And this man, obviously, his logical mind did not have any clue as to how he, without any money whatsoever, was going to come into possession of such a massive, towering, expensive structure. How could he possibly have his family name on the building when his father was fired from the company that he himself founded? So logically, there was no way for him to know. Okay, and he did not act in a way that was stupid. Okay, he did not start walking around as if he was owning the place. He did not try to get into the building and start yelling at everybody, "Hey, obey me, I am the owner." That would have probably led to security throwing him out of the building. Okay, so he did not act foolish. He did not act stupid. He knew that the building did not belong to him yet. However, he had this desire, okay, of it belonging to him, and every time he saw it, he imagined that it was his family name on the building, and he enjoyed that feeling. Oh wow, how wonderful would it be, to if I had my family name on the building, how amazing would that be? And certain events led to the building being auctioned. Okay, it led to the building being auctioned, and this dude just showed up. Neville Goddard's brother just showed up to the auction. Obviously, he did not have any money to make a bid. So he showed up to the auction, and do you know what happens? A wealthy person, a very wealthy person, came up to him and told him that, "I know you are an honest man, and why don't you take possession of the building? He said, I don't have the money for it. He said, so what? I will buy it for you and you can pay me back with interest. And he said, why are you doing this? Because the gentleman replied that, because I know you are an honest, hardworking person. So I know you are going to pay me back with interest. So why not? And he said, if you agree, I'll place a bid and the building will be yours right now. And he said, all right. He signed the paper and the building became his. He came into possession of that building. And later, when the gentleman who helped him buy the building, he expired, he left him all the wealth too. So, logically, his mind did not know how it was going to happen. Okay, he had a desire, and he could have seen the building and every time reminded himself, oh, I feel so sad, I feel cheated. I feel so cheated, it's an unfair world. That building could have belonged to my family, but the world is cruel and rich people are bad and rich people are evil. Instead of doing that, he's like, how would it feel? Wow, someday my name is gonna be over there. Okay, and he allowed himself to feel that success, that joy, that pride of having his name on the building, and he let go of all the resentment and envy. He was not grumbling that, hey, this building is not mine, it's an unfair world, it's cruel, you can only become rich by being evil and duping other people and fooling them and scamming other people. No, that was not the story he chose to tell himself. So living in the end for him was as simple as imagining his name on the building every time he crossed it, and allowing himself to feel the joy, the feeling of success and pride and accomplishment of owning one of the most towering structures in the area and being able to own and manage one of the most thriving businesses. And that is precisely what that became. It became like one of the most thriving businesses in that area. We have another story, okay, wherein a girl went on a blind date and later changed her address. She fell in love with the man, okay. This was a long time ago. There was no social media. She tried talking herself out of it, that how can you fall in love with a man? You just met him once and for a little while. And after that, she tried going on other blind dates as well, but no. She knew that she wanted him and she wanted to marry him. And even though there was no way for her to know if he even liked her, she changed her address, so there was no way for her to contact him or him to contact her, because a change in address means change in telephone numbers and stuff. So, and it was a big city, a crowded city. It's like finding a needle in a haystack, right? So all she did was every night, so she rented an apartment with other girls, okay? So every night she imagined that she was not in the rented apartment. She was actually in her own home, sleeping next to her husband as his lawfully wedded wife. Okay, and she allowed herself to totally lose herself in this imaginal act of sleeping in her own home on a big, nice, big, comfortable bed next to her husband as his lawfully wedded wife, even though she was in no contact with him and didn't know if he even liked her. So a couple months after that, he found her and she was still unsure whether he loved her or liked her or wanted to marry her. And so every night she kept on imagining, to the point of ecstasy and satisfaction, that wow, I am indeed now married to Mr. So-and-so, I am Mrs. XYZ. Okay, that was her way of living in the end. During the day, She during the day she still lived her life. She still lived her life, right? At night, yes, she imagined that she had a ring on her finger, she was married to this person, okay, and fell asleep in that feeling. But during the day, she woke up and she still lived her life. Obviously, when she woke up, it registered to her that she was not sleeping next to her husband, she was waking up in her apartment, but she didn't let that throw her off. Okay, so what do you do when you encounter something in the 3D that tells you that you do not have your manifestation? You do absolutely nothing. Okay, you keep on enjoying the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Okay, so what we've learned so far is that living in the end, it feels relaxing. Okay, it feels exciting at times. Okay, it feels like having a pleasant expectation. It also feels like it feels empowering, wherein you refuse to give your circumstances more weightage than your conviction. Okay, so it ranges from feeling normal to feeling excited to sometimes feeling absolutely ecstatic and joyful about having received your desire. Okay, living in the end means that it's finished. So in your mind, there is no more this sad old story of you not having it, of you not being the person who has it. In your mind, there is no resistance to it, that there is no getting triggered, there is no attachment to the sadness of not having it. Living in the end feels relaxing, it feels joyful, it feels happy. And that happens only when you have imagined it, okay, or told yourself a new story, that is affirmations, preferably in a relaxed state, to the point of feeling really, really satisfied. Okay, that changes, that flips something in you. It automatically it makes your subconscious mind feel that it happened. And so you are not engaging in this toxic obsession of I need to manifest it. Okay, living in the end is not that. It does not feel like a toxic obsession. It does not feel like an addiction. It does not feel like if I don't have this manifestation, then my life is meaningless. It doesn't feel that. That is precisely what living in the end does not feel like. When you're living in the end, you feel relaxed, happy, empowered, joyful, all those nice things. You feel detached from lack and insecurity. You do not feel anxious or fearful or doubtful that you will not get it. And the way to get there is to assume that it's finished. It's living in the end, thinking from the end, that it is now done, that I don't have to manifest it. I'm not imagining or affirming to get something in return. Rather, when you are imagining and affirming, completely commit to it. Don't imagine that you're going to Barbados. Be in Barbados. Tell yourself that I am in Barbados right now. That conviction, that faith is living in the end. Okay, so I hope that this video helps to shed some light for you on what living in the end looks and feels like on a day-to-day basis. You still have to live your life. If you're manifesting money, hey, I am now a millionaire, let me go and exhaust all my credit cards, and now people are knocking my door, asking for their money back. No, that is not what living in the end feels like. Rather, living in the end means awakening the feeling of luxury and abundance within you. Okay, and enjoying it so it happens within yourself. Okay, I hope that you liked the video. If you liked the video, please hit like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell, unleash the power within you. And remember that if I said it, I already did it. Thank you.